days ago, Nigeria signed various memorandum of understanding with service providers in Saudi Arabia as part of preparations for the 2023 Hajj. The engagement took place during the first phase of the pre-Hajj visit by NAHCON officials and stakeholders. The visit is a necessary prerequisite for a successful conduct of the Hajj exercise. For details of the highlight of the MOU signed, stay tuned for our Spotlight segment coming up shortly. Keep watching.
As part of the preparations for the 2023 Hajj exercise, officials of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NAHCON) and other key stakeholders in Hajj affairs have concluded the first phase of the pre-Hajj visit to Saudi Arabia. The visit provided the Nigerian delegation the opportunity to have series of meetings with Saudi authorities and service providers, leading to the signing of Memorandum of Understandings (MOUs). The first of such was on the 9th of January 2023 between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia. The signing of the documents took place in Jeddah. Nigerian Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubairu Dada, signed the documents on behalf of Nigeria. In the MOU signed, Nigeria's quota for the 2023 Hajj is still fixed at 95,000.
As indicated, the MOU is first and foremost and more importantly the beginning of going back to Hajj as we used to know it. If you recall last year's Hajj, there was nothing like MOU, almost nothing like pre-Hajj visible. This year, the MOU has been signed, and the major highlight of the MOU is to say that we are getting 95,000 pilgrims, getting a number of officials. In addition to the fact is that, as everybody fully knows, there's no more age limit, and the requirement of the COVID test is no more. The agreement also expects us to process our payment through the electronic system. Essentially, it's asking us to go back to what Hajj operation used to be. The only addition I must emphasize, obviously, is that there's going to be more electronic approach to transaction this year.
The signing of the MOU paved way for NAHCON to go into formal discussions with service providers in Mecca and Medina. This also led to the signing of other MOUs. The service providers involved in the discussions were establishment of Mutawif for pilgrims of Africa non-Arab countries known as Muassasa, Adilla, General Authority of Civil Aviation (GACA), General Car Syndicate, and United Agents. At its meeting with the establishment of Mutawif for pilgrims from Africa non-Arab countries known as Muassasa, NAHCON executives led by its chairman HAJJ Zikunla Hassan discussed about the various services that will be rendered to Nigerian pilgrims in Mecca during the 2023 Hajj. The services include the provision of accommodation, feeding, transportation, as well as mashair activities, that is, the stay in Muna, Arafah, and Muzdalifah. To this effect, agreements have been signed with Nigeria getting 5% reduction in the services expected to be rendered for pilgrims in Muna and Arafah.
That to us is a way that we have taken to see that Hajj fare will not go too much high, because the other indices are there and other constitutions are there that honorably will make Hajj fare not go down as we wanted, but we had to go into bargaining to ensure that we tame it at a reasonable price.
With Muassasa still to handle the feeding in Mashair, Nigeria is planning to have effective supervisory mechanism in place.
We are going to give them many of our own Nigeria food, and of course rice, is a staple food for everybody, but other food like Nigeria food like tuwo and amala and all those whatever Nigerians eat, akamu, akara, and all some of those food, we are going to have them in place by the committee we are putting in place. So, but the food is also going to be so quality, not just the quality, but going to be a double ration.
In Medina, the NAHCON delegation held another round of meeting with Adilla. It is the establishment responsible for the stay of pilgrims in Madinatul Munawwara. Issues bordering on the provision of accommodation, feeding, transportation, among others, were considered. This also led to the signing of an MOU.
We also signed an agreement with them to ensure that they put all the arsenals in place to ensure the comfortability of the Muslims as soon as they arrive the airport in Nigeria, and all the routes that they are going to take from one point to the other. Those that are coming to Medina, those that are coming through Medina, and those that are coming through Jeddah.
Like other previous outings, Nigerian pilgrims will be lodged in the Markaziyya area. The Markaziyya hosts the best hotels in Medina, and it is a few meters away from the Prophet Masjid. But in Meccatul Mukarramah, there will be some slight changes, as most of the hotels in Misfila and Shara Mansur have been demolished to give way to the Saudi Vision 2030 project.
Because of these areas that are now left, that easily access the mosque, the Haram, is a lot of countries, other countries are now all coming there. They became highly competitive. Yeah. They're now highly competitive. They have skyrocketed the prices. Also considering the fact that they have increased their VAT from 5% to 15%. And also many other charges that they have included, including Baladia, local government and all that charges, they are all included. So this only will make the services high in prices, accommodation.
Similarly, during the pre-Hajj visit, Saudi authorities made clear that only the e-track and e-wallet will be used for Hajj transactions.
It is so clear that you cannot make any payment to any service provider except you use the e-track. And people to deposit money for generation of visa and accommodation and all those, it has to be through e-track. And if you decide, if you be at your own peril, if you decide to give money to a service provider by hand and he fails you, Saudi government will not intervene for you because we didn't use the e-track. So by this, everybody, Nigeria being, we are disciplined Muslims. We wouldn't want to be shady in anything. These are guests of Allah. They were largely poor people who raised their resources, sell their funds to be able to do this. So we don't want them to suffer. So we met with them and they showed us all the issues about it, and we accepted that we will do everything.
At the meeting between Nigerian officials and that of the Islamic Development Bank, issues of hadaya or animal sacrifice, capacity building, and many more topped the agenda.
Not all the issues as they were. They have always supplied us assistance in area of training staff and training in various Muslim countries. They have also supported in the area of hadaya, that's animal slaughtering. So we told them that Nigeria also need part of this meat during the distribution. They should also give contracts of the slaughtering to some Nigerians who are skilled in it. Actually, this was the main issue why we visited them. Then secondly is that they should also take contractors from among Nigerian citizens to also be part of the procurement of the buying of the animals and slaughtering and doing the slaughtering. They can do contract it out. And then they should also continue to help us in areas of training our staff in various fields of Islamic knowledge and even other disciplines, as they have always done.
With regards to aviation matters, the Nigerian delegation also had fruitful discussions with the Saudi General Authority on Civil Aviation, as well as the car syndicate that provides buses for Nigerian pilgrims during the Hajj. Meanwhile, Nigeria will not be part of the Mecca route initiative for the 2023 Hajj, but will join subsequently. The initiative, introduced by Saudi government few years ago, allows Saudi immigrations to process Nigerian pilgrims at airports prior to their departure, so that when they arrive Saudi airports, they will not be subjected to immigration checks again. With the first round of the pre-Hajj visits over, NAHCON is expected to do its analysis, compile reports, and plan for next steps.